Barry Lewis, and welcome to another edition of Classic Catskills as we take a walking tour of Sullivan County. With me, as always, John Conway, Sullivan County historian, noted author. And John, we're here at the Laurels. And for a lot of our viewers, this was a special hotel for them.
And for many years, the Laurels was known as the hippest of all the Sullivan County resorts. This was the place where you went if you were a swinger, if you wanted to have a good time. The Laurels was it. And also the first Jewish hotel to offer lobster on their menu.
Let's go see what's up here, John.
I think you're in for a real treat.
John, it feels as though we've come through some sort of archaeological dig here. This is an incredible find.
Definitely just walked into a time warp, Larry. This is the what was once the indoor pool. This was a basic kidney-shaped pool, but at the time, probably very innovative.
This is unbelievable. And what has time saved and what has time taken away? The mosaics are still here, but the cement is gone. This is an amazing find. This is beautiful. This is incredible.
And every hotel, as you know, Barry, had a very distinct style for its indoor pool. Beginning in the early 60s, this was the place where guests would gather. This was what enabled them to stay open year-round. And the idea was to seem as if you were outdoors. That's why they had a lot of glass.
And look what you're going to see from the indoor pool area.
Absolutely, Barry. With a view like this, you want to take advantage of it. You don't want to hide that from the guests. Now they have the best of both worlds, the indoor pool and the beautiful scenery outdoors.
At one point, this is the largest hotel in the Catskills.
That's correct. The Laurels and Grossingers were constantly doing battle. And at one time, with an accommodation for 1,400 guests, the Laurels was the largest. One of the most famous stories, the battle over Irving Jaffe, who was a speed skating champion. He worked at the Laurels, and the Grossinger family got the idea of hiring Jaffe away. The two resorts went to court over his services. Grossingers won, and Irving Jaffe became a legend at Grossingers.
What's amazing, John, is where we're standing at right now, and I always love this because, nature is preserved, although the buildings come down. We're probably somewhere here. This is the indoor pool area. And you've got a row of trees, so if we're turning it this way, we're here. Row of trees.
The trees are still here.
The lake, the trees are still there. And also behind that is the fence.
Right. Now, before the days of the swimming pool, Barry, of course, the lake was the main attraction. And the Laurels provided speedboats and water skiing. A lot of the hotels didn't offer that. The Laurels did.
John, you want to go in for a little dip here?
Talk about your archaeological finds, Barry.
This is incredible because you really don't have an opportunity to see a lot of the pools here at these hotels anymore. Certainly not like this outdoor pool. And this is an enormous size pool here. You could tell where they had lights strung along the whole area. This is beautiful. And
befitting a hotel the size of the Laurels. At one time, picture it, hundreds of people on the sides of this hotel and probably another 100 people in the pool itself.
Had a famous neighbor just down the road, huh?
Well, at one time, up on top of the hill there was a physical culture camp run by a man named Charles Atlas, who was known as the world's most perfectly developed man. Later partnered up with a man named Charles Roman, and that's where those 97-pound weakling ads came from.
John, it's so sad because you look at this and you realize they have the lake, they have the indoor pool, outdoor pool, all the facilities, great location. And as we've seen with so many of these great classic Catskill resorts, time just wears and a generation that doesn't want to come here anymore.
A particularly tragic story about the Laurels. One year in the early 70s, during one of the more popular Jewish holidays, the hotel was full of guests, and the sheriff actually came and padlocked the hotel and put the guests out on the street. The Laurels was foreclosed upon and never reopened.
And so what we have left is part of the indoor pool, part of an outdoor pool, the beautiful mosaics, and the surroundings around Sackett Lake. John, thanks as always for this beautiful tour of Sullivan County. I'm Barry Lewis.
A bissel Sinn, a bissel Regen, a neue Gord den Kopf zu legen, a gesinnt, kann man glücklich sein. A sok, a kleed und lattis en Käschene, a 3-4 Slattis, a Bicke sind, kann man glücklich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich. Die Sinn, sie scheint für jeden, der wurde reich, 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 reich. A bisschen Freude, a bisschen Lachen, a Bull mit Freund, Schnäpsel machen, a Biege sind, kann man glücklich sein. Einer sieht das Schieres, einer sieht Gewehres, einer in die ganze Welt. Einer meint, das ganze Glück hängt nur auf Geld. Soll alle siechen, soll alle kriechen, nur ich tracht bei sich. Ich darf du's auf Kapuris, weil du's Glück steht bei